Hello, this is Tyler Watson. I'm recording my video for the project, for the X interview. So, um, we have our Django API resume parser here on GitLab, which I will send the link for. I'm basically just going to walk you through how to set it up, how I code, like my thoughts behind coding it, and then showing you how it works. So, I guess we'll start by cloning this into a folder. So, um, the process for this is going to be a little different. So I'm on Windows. I'm guessing you will likely be on Linux. So the process is very similar, but oh, there. Okay. So first thing, you're just gonna clone this in to here. And then, so this requires a very specific setup for Python because of some of the dependencies. So I use Anaconda to create virtual environments because it's just the easiest way to do it in Windows. You can do it however you like, but I'm going to use Anaconda. So you want Python 3.9. So this is going ahead and going to create that. Um, And then there are here are all the dependencies you need here. So we'll open up a terminal and we'll just start knocking them out. So you want to go in the order I said because some of them have some very interesting behavior to say the least. So first and foremost, you want to install Django and then the Django REST framework. And then Markdown, and then Django filter, and then scicop g2. Then you want to install NumPy and make sure to install version 1.26. Then you want to install spaCy and make sure this is version 2.3.5. And then finally, you want to install PyRes parser. That's the library that's going to be doing the resume parsing. Perfect. And then, so after you install all of those, you just want to make sure to run these commands. That's going to load some of the um, trained models into spaCy. So then you want that one, and then you want stop words. Okay, so after that, you want to set up a PostgreSQL server. So you can do this however you like. I'm just going to use the pgadmin GUI that they provide when you install it on Windows. You can do that however you like. So you're just going to want to name it. I'm just going to name it Postgre. Um, Connect it to the local host, leave this as 5432. Then I'm just going to leave the username there and type in whatever password you set up pgadmin with. There you go, and it will start up the database. So after you do that, you'll go here and you'll want to open up the settings. So if we go in here to settings, we'll open with whatever you want. This is just what I got. So our name is already this, our user's this. We'll change the password, just some throwaway I set it up with. Make sure the host and the port are right, save that, and then you should be good. So next thing you want to do is go back to your command line here and get into that directory. And you'll want to run python manage.py migrate. And if you do that and everything is set up correctly, it says no migrations to apply. So I guess we will just make sure we're doing it right. Make migrations. Okay, no changes detection or detected. So we should be good. We'll do it one more time. All right, we're good. So then from there, we want to run server. All right, and it has connected. It's all good. So it's connected to our database. You can see we got a bit of a spike here. So it is now running. So to test it, I set up a little front end. So what you'll do is go here. So go to localhost on port 8000 /API /extract resume, and you'll just get this little page I made. You'll click here, choose your resume. It won't show an update, but it has it, and then you'll press submit, and then it will return the JSON for the extracted info on the resume. So there it is working, how you can test it, how you can set it up. Now we'll run through the code. So we'll just open up Visual Studio Code here and get into our project. So we'll open a folder right here, bang. All right, so here we are. So here, it saves the PDFs here. You can go back and delete these very easily. I wasn't sure if you guys wanted me to save it or not. Here's the front page. I just had ChatGPT generate this. If I was actually going to make one that behaved correctly and looked good, I'd go through myself and make it. But this does what I wanted it to do. So that's just in templates. All the main stuff is in these files here. So URLs, very simple. It's just the path extract resume goes to the API endpoint under the name PDF upload. So this is a class view, not a function view. So you got to put dot as view. So if we go over to views, this is where most of the logic happens. So we've got our class here, and then we define what happens on a post and on a get. On a get, it just creates a new form using this PDF form I made, which is very simple, literally just a file field is all it wants, which is all you need. And then it just renders the page with the form here. But this is where most of it happens. So on a post request, first thing it's going to do is grab the data from the data argument, and it is going to put it into the serializer, which I've programmed here. Very simple. All it does is take a file field, and then if the file is not a PDF file, it just returns file must be PDF. Otherwise, it returns the file. So if you go back here, the output of that gets run through that serializer, which returns an object of that serializer. So then if that is valid, so this is where it checks if it's a PDF, then it saves the PDF as it takes the file form, which is created in there. It grabs the file part of that data. So if you're going to make like a curl request in the command line, you have to use this, and saves that data to PDF file. And then if it's not valid, it will return a response with the status, bad request, and the error. So I'll show an example of that now. So if we go here, go back, and just upload a random file. So let's do this installer for some random program. Submit that. Then when we get here, we get a 400 bad request page that says file must be a PDF. So it will return your error there. So going back, after we have our information saved here, we are going to use a with open, which is just going to open it, and then when we finish what we want to do, close the file. And we're going to open it in the media folder, and we're going to name it the PDF file name, which it gets when you save it as a file here. And we're going to open it in this mode, and we're going to call it destination. And then all we're going to do is just go through each chunk in the file and write the chunk, and it's just going to save it on close. So all that's doing is taking the uploading file and building it essentially in media here. Then after that, we're going to utilize our resume parser library. All it does is take a file, so we're just going to feed it the exact same file here again, and use its function get extracted data, and this just saves a giant dictionary of all of the data you could want, and there's a lot more data than what we use here. So right here, if you wanted code to delete the file so that you don't have to save a huge number of PDFs, you would write it here. Literally, it would be very simple to do. So this is where you would put that. And then, so after that, you're going to get all the data you want from that and resume data. So now we're going to create a new candidate object that we made. So if we go here and open our models, we define what a candidate is right here. So we're just going to create a new candidate by saying the first name equals the resume data name, the email equals the resume data email, and the mobile number equals the resume data mobile number. Very simple. And then we're just going to return a JSON request built into the Django HTTP library right here. And it's just going to say first name is the candidate first name. And this, by the way, this create saves it into the database. So candidate first name, candidate email, candidate mobile number, and then this is what we already went over, what happens when it's bad. So that's all the views right there. And we already went over the get. This just loads the page. Models we went over, that's where we defined it. This form just defines what the file form is. And after that, that's all of this code. So the only other thing is this URL page right here just defines API, and anything after API gets put into the resume app URL page. And then of course we have to add the static URLs here. And that's all the code. Pretty simple, not too complicated. So yeah, when it all comes together, you have all that. And if we go here to Postgre, we can see we had some transactions and commits there, so it's working. Yeah, it's working how it should. I wonder if this shows any of like the tables or anything here. I'm sure it does somewhere, but yeah, anyway, so there you go. So that is it. That is all the code, how to run it, all of that. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me and let me know. If you have trouble getting it to run on your hardware, I can help you with that as well. So again, thank you for this opportunity, and I hope to be hearing from you.